Hi, my name is Nailani, and today I'm going to do a video on Naomi's growth and development. Now, she does have Down syndrome, and she just turned 4 years old. And let me tell you what, a lot has happened since 9 months ago when I made the growth and development video.
What if the world had more of your smile? What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars. Maybe the birds will sing about your heart. Maybe the trees will whisper the word. Maybe the sun will spread your joy to the ones who lost their hope.
I'm going to put a link in the description box below so you can check those out if you're curious to see the progression, but let me talk about what is happening now. I also want to note this is a two-part series, so this one's going to be about her growth and development, and then I'm going to do one on her goals. Naomi's 4 favorite things to do is she likes to play outside, especially with friends. She likes to help clean up around the house. I mean, seriously, what 4-year-old does that? She likes to dance and pretend to sing, and she likes to take photos. Not just of me taking photos of her, but she likes to actually try and take photos. I'm starting to think photography might be in her future. Now, she is super duper social when she goes and plays at playgrounds with her friends. When she sings and dances, she always wants someone around. I'm gonna tell you what, this whole pandemic thing has been extremely hard for her, very stressful for her and for me. And the second those doors opened up for us to be social again, it was like, you have no idea how much struggles I had when we had to do social distancing and we went to the store and all she wanted to do was hug everybody as we walked down the aisle, or at least try to give them 5.
Hey there, girl.
I can't tell you how many times I have to apologize. It's been really hard. She now has 7 sessions of therapy. She has 2 speech therapy sessions, 3 occupational therapy sessions a week, and 2 physical therapy sessions. One is Aqua Therapy in the pool, and the other one is in the clinic with a physical therapist working on land. And believe it or not, we're actually looking at putting her into a dance class. And that's because she loves dancing so much, and she watches her sister, who her sister is a big dancer, and she wants to do it. And her sister, of course, wants her to do it too. So we might do that. Now, developmentally, when she is tested, she is now around a 2-year-old, which is pretty normal. However, when it comes to socialization and her social skills, she's pretty much right on target. What she lacks verbally and physically, she makes up with her really, really big personality. And she does. She has a huge personality. You can't miss her. And I think this is because she's limited with her vocabulary. She only has about 30 to 50 words, but she is able to communicate by pointing, by grabbing your hand and pulling you over to what she needs. She uses sign language. She gestures to what she wants, and of course she does still use some grunting and screaming, which we're always working on that by saying use your words, say please, nice voice, use your nice voice. She's also very good at manipulating people. She knows how to do it. She knows she's cute. She knows she has a cheerleading team at home, and she knows that she can pretty much get whatever she wants to from her brothers and sisters, or from strangers. Strangers, she manipulates all the time. And it's easy because nobody wants to say no to her. You have no idea how many times I've told parents it's not okay. She's really good at it, especially when she wants food that she can't have. As soon as I walk away, she's asking for those goldfish on the shelf. And you know what they do? They give it to her because she's oh so cute. Even though goldfish do not sit well with her. Like the food goldfish, not like the actual fish. That would be gross. Same is true when she gets punished. Dad punishes her, she comes crying to mom. If mom's on dad's side, she goes crying to sister or brothers. She understands no and timeout, and let me tell you what, when she knows she did something wrong and she's in trouble, she makes the cutest pouty face in the entire world. And it's so hard not to laugh at her because it's so adorable. She also knows how to do some crocodile tears. And that happens quite often when she falls and she just wants attention or gets something taken away from her that she's not supposed to be touching, and they come crocodile tears, like for real, until we give it back to her, which we don't. Sister and brother might. Or we just give her attention, or somebody does. She knows crocodile tears and how to do them very, very well. But one really good thing is that she has empathy for almost every single person. If her sister is in timeout, the first thing Naomi does is crawl over there to comfort her. I know, I have to pull her away all the time. But she does, that's one of her things. If brother fell, she's over there hugging him. If I'm upset, she's hugging me. If a stranger's upset, she's hugging them and trying to, she does this, she like rubs her hand on their hair. Even at the playground, we had a kid like fall and skin his knee. She's the first one over there trying to comfort him. She's squatting down and rubbing his head. That actually happened. That's her though. She has so much empathy for people, and all she wants to do is make people feel better when they're hurt. So yes, we established she loves to hug everybody, she loves to say hi to everybody, and she is extremely social, and she's good at it. There's wheels going on back there. So anyone who says to you that someone with Down syndrome is stupid, it's so not true at all. Really, when it comes to that social aspect, they are just like everyone else, and actually more social than some of us are. So let me talk about her physical development. Now, if you've been watching us for a while, you know that this is really, really hard for her. She's floppy, that's what they call it. That's like the general term. Floppy, like she's really flexible, moves around, she's low tone. And so when it comes to muscles, they're loose. They're not really working the way that our muscles work. So little things like walking and crawling and scooting and climbing upstairs and running are a little bit more difficult for her, and she has to work a lot harder to do it. And that's why I think that she is so determined and self-efficient and quite honestly stubborn when it comes to doing things, because I mean, if she wants something done, she's gonna do it and push through it. She does have sensory processing disorder. Now, if you don't know much about that, I do have a video from over a year ago. It's gonna be down in the playlist below. I might stick it up there. But basically, when it comes to touch, for her sensory processing is light touch bothers her. So when it comes to rubbing sunscreen on her, or brushing her hair, or putting her clothes on, she hates it and screams. But if I take her to the doctor and we have to get blood drawn, or as what happened the other day, she decided to play with a wasp nest that was inside of a toy outside, and she got stung by a bunch of wasps. She doesn't notice it, and if she does, it's like just a minor irritation because it passes through that first layer of skin, and it's only that first layer of skin that she's really sensitive with. It's deep down inside that she's just like oblivious to, which makes it really easy because every 6 months she has to get her blood drawn. And with the whole like wasp nest thing, I was standing right there and she was rubbing herself, and I'm like, oh, you got a boo-boo? And I pick her up and she's playing with the wasp nest. And she got over it. At least now I know she's not allergic to wasp. That's a good thing. My other kids freaked out. They thought it was like the end of the world for her, but not her. She's good. We're still working on her balance and her core muscles in physical therapy. One of the things that we're really focused on, I'll talk more about this in the goal video, is that we want her going up and down stairs. We just bought a new house and it has stairs. Yay, that's just what happens. There's a lot of houses with stairs in Florida if you're a large family. So we got a house with stairs and we need to get her to go up and down the stairs unassisted. She still has a wide stance, and what's funny is she does have two physical therapists. One of them wants to wear those shorts that squeezes her legs together, while the other one is like, no, I want her to learn how to work those muscles on her own. So we have two philosophies there with those shorts that are kind of pulling her leg, like mermaid pants is what some people call them. So I kind of just play it in the middle where we use it sometimes and sometimes we don't. That's what I do. Sorry guys if you're watching. When it comes to her fine motor skills, and I really think her occupational therapist is the one that works with these a lot, I'm pretty sure she's left-handed, pretty sure. But these fine motor skills affect so many things in her life, and it makes things hard, like eating and even going potty training and dressing. And it's not just buttons and zippers, it's the whole like pushing and pulling things up, that grasping of your shirt and such. That also has to do with the sensory processing, going back to that, the pushing and pulling. She has a hard time telling how much pressure to put on something. We also do a lot of puzzles and some of that kinetic sand, which is so awesome. Rice bins, sensory bins, pegboards, coloring, ripping paper, anything applying that pressure and movement of those fingers. When it comes to eating, I mentioned in the last video we do puree her food. However, not anymore. We do not puree anymore. In fact, now we're working on eating sandwiches. The OT is teaching her how to make her own sandwich. I'm not saying it's perfect. We are starting to eat eggs. We are starting to eat meatballs, which is kind of exciting, chicken, as well as pasta noodles and peas and lots of grapes. She loves her fruit. Frozen mangoes. She loves frozen mangoes. She's even now opening up the freezer door and digging in the freezer to get some frozen mangoes when mom's not looking. A lot of unpureed food now. That's a good thing. I mean, it's not perfect. She does get tired after about 15 minutes, and then she just wants to drink and fill herself up. We think it's because she's trying to fill herself up. Now, we do have a dominant side that she chews on. So with the OT, we've been working on pushing that, like the pee, over to the other side of her mouth, and she's really having to extra work with her jaw. We've also noticed Naomi does have maybe some premature scoliosis going on, and that's affecting some of her walking and her pulling to one side. That's not officially confirmed yet. That is something that all of her therapists are keeping an eye on right now and just trying to work. They think it might be some scar tissue from her surgery. They don't really know. And so I'll probably let you know in the future when we find out more about what's going on there. She loves pretend play. This is something that her and her sister do. She has tea parties. She makes food in her little tiny kitchen and brings it to me and totally expects me to drink my little cup of tea in front of her. She has a doll that she absolutely adores and takes it everywhere with her. She loves dolls. She's a doll person, but she plays, and she plays very well. There's definitely an element of pretend play here. But do make sure to check out that video when I share with you her pre-K goals, because when it comes to preschool, we're not just doing education, we're also doing her physical therapy and occupational therapy and speech therapy, because that is school for her, and that is one reason we have decided to homeschool. And that's what this channel is all about. So if you're interested, do consider subscribing. We're sharing with you our journey as a homeschool family with a daughter who has special needs. I do it from a personal and professional level because I am a former public and private school teacher, and I do homeschool evaluations in the state of Florida. So do consider subscribing. I'll stick some videos around my face right now so you can totally check them out. And until then, I will see you guys in our next video. Bye.